what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about some new products that I picked up from Marshalls. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty obsessed with Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and whenever I see a couple makeup items, which is kind of hard to find, like sometimes it's a hit or miss, but the other day I went into Marshalls and I found this Bareminerals foundation. I also found this Bareminerals powder bronzer. It's called the Invisible Bronze Powder Bronzer in Tan. I also found this Becca highlighter, and then I also found this Bye Bye Under Eye concealer by It Cosmetics. So I wanted to use all of these items in a tutorial because they're all very good items and I have yet to use them. Go ahead, and whenever you're using like powdered products, you want to use your creams before you use your powders. So we're gonna go in with the concealer. Now this concealer, it looks like it's a corrector on one side and then it's an illuminator slash brightener on the other. So we'll see how we like this. I've heard great things about the concealer itself, but I've never used it. And sometimes when you go into like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or wherever you're going, it's so difficult to find your shade in the makeup section. Like, let's say you find a bomb foundation, of course it's in like the darkest shade, so you're like, I could try to pull this off, but I don't know. I don't want to look like an Oompa Loompa. So right away, it seems like the concealer side of the Bye Bye concealer, it's thick. It's way thicker than the opposite side, which is the illuminator. So something to keep in mind, but it is doing an awesome job of covering. And I did prime my face with the Hangover RX primer, also squirted at Marshalls or TJ Maxx some time ago. So as you guys can tell, this concealer is really light, probably too light for my skin tone, but that's okay. We just want to cover up the redness for now. So now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and use our Bareminerals matte foundation. This is in the shade medium 10. And like I said, I've seen this foundation at the store plenty of times. It's like one of the most recommended foundations that everyone says to try when you're first getting started into makeup, right? But I don't really feel like paying full price for it. And they finally had my shade at Marshalls, so I picked it up. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pour some into your lid here, and their whole philosophy is you're supposed to pour it in here, then you take your brush, you swirl it, and then you're supposed to swirl it on your face for like great coverage. I'm a full coverage type of gal. I like my full coverage foundations, so we'll see how I like this one. Ahead and I've covered like half my face, and it is giving me like decent coverage. This is just like the first round. I'm not sure that it's the perfect color match, but that's okay. I think with like bronzer and other stuff we can make this work. But what I'm doing is basically tapping some of the product and then just swirling it onto my face. And I like the idea of this because you're not taking liquid foundation, which can be like streaky or whatever. And this is kind of like plop it on your face, you're good to go. So if this does end up working out for me, that would be cool. And I also like that it's a matte finish. And then I'm gonna take whatever I have left over in my cap, gonna swirl my brush in it, and apply the rest on my face. It really doesn't look heavy or cakey. It does have like a little like red undertone to it, but that could totally be like a bad shade match, but altogether, I actually don't mind the coverage. This is what our face looks like after the first application of the matte foundation. The cost of this was $7.99, which I thought was very reasonable, and I'll put the original price of what it retails for at like a Sephora or an Ulta right here, so you guys have it for reference. Now I want to go in with my bronzer. I've never tried the Bareminerals bronzer. This is in the shade Tan, and the cost of this was $9.99. On here it says compared to $15. I will also put in like the MSRP price in here. And this is what the packaging looks like. It's kind of nice that they have a mirror for you. Kind of really impressed. But then again, if you're spending like more than $15 on a bronzer, you would expect it to have a mirror. And it is a little bit like shimmery, so I am curious to see if this like comes off on my face, but we'll see. So I'm taking some, patting it off on my hand, and then we're just gonna go in and start bronzing up the face. So I'm all about just having like 3 or 4 go-to products and plopping them on my face. They're super easy versus having to deal with like liquid products and having to deal with a ton of brushes. I don't know. I enjoy makeup. I love putting it on, and this is one of my hobbies. So anyway, this bronzer looks really nice. The foundation, I'm kind of not liking the way it's sitting on my skin. You can definitely see like the texture in my skin, but it is matte and it does look better than me without any makeup on. So for ease of application, I'm liking it so far. And this is what the highlight looks like. So I'm just gonna go and take like a fan brush. It also comes with a mirror, which I'm a big fan of. And we're gonna highlight the tops of our cheeks, going on our forehead. We want that glow. We got a matte foundation, so we gotta look a little bit healthy. Let's watch it for you guys. It's got like a pink undertone, but for sure it's shimmery, and I feel like it just added a little something to my face. And I just turned off my camera, but I did add some of that bronzer into my crease, so that way we could add a little bit more depth with just a fluffy brush, and I like the way that it turned out as well. So I'm just gonna finish this up. I'm gonna apply some liner off camera, and I'll check back in once I'm done. Let's go on with our final thoughts. I'm actually really digging the foundation when I applied my mascara and my liner off camera. I walked past a couple mirrors in the house in different rooms, and it's not reflecting orange or red like in person. So I don't know, I think it was a good color match. I also like the finish that it left my skin. I think it looks really nice, and I don't think it looks overdone. So I'm gonna be keeping this stuff. Moving on to the highlighter, I'm also gonna be keeping the highlighter because I don't own like a pinky highlighter. And for $7.99, I feel like this is a steal. I think it just gives my skin a really nice glow in combination with that matte foundation. And last but not least, I really like the bronzer. I'm not sure if it's the right shade match for me. I mean, you could tell that I have a little bronze going on, but I prefer my bronzer to be a little bit darker or a little bit more pigmented. I should probably swatch it for you guys so that way you can see it. It's got a little darkness, but I think I could go a shade or two darker. So on the fence about returning that one. And then last but not least, we have the It Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer that a lot of people rave about. I liked it, but I just did not love it. So I'll probably be returning this. I prefer my e.l.f. concealer, so I don't know. Love that. I'm not gonna change it if I love it. And I think that wraps up the video. I did pick up 2 other items from TJ Maxx this week as well that I might do a foundation review on. It's the Becca Waitlist Blur Foundation. I haven't really done much research on it, and I know Becca is like a really big brand that a lot of people love. So maybe I'll do like a review / demo on this one as well. And then when I was at the store, I also picked up this Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. I was kind of running low on my setting powder, so thought I'd pick it up. Low key, I like this stuff. I was running out of my Rimmel powder, and this was for a good price too. I'm like surprised at how many good finds I really did find at Marshall's this week, because like I said, it's usually hit or miss. Whenever I find makeup, it's typically not in my shade. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what else you want to see next, and I'll see you next time. Bye.